Hello, everybody, and welcome to Alexis Bloodrain Plays 999. Again, we're back. Huh. I was doing some simple tarot readings before. What the fuck? Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to look at whatever that is later because the deck itself just had some cards for me to read, I guess. That is interesting. I was not expecting that. It just kind of hit out of nowhere. Alright, so we're gonna pick up where we all were last night, and which is this room, and we're gonna go until we hit whatever the next ending we're gonna hit is. The shelves are lined with books. Let's see what's in this blue one. There's something written on it. Ship's log. Huh? Huh. It's a wooden box. Maybe a case for letters? Hey Clover, you ever write letters? Nothing. The left drawer. Let's have a look. Nothing. Oop. Something in there. Pocket watch. A voice he hadn't expected startled Junpei from his examination of the pocket watch. Oh, a pocket watch. Might I take a look? He spun around to find Ace standing in the doorway. Junpei shrugged and handed him the pocket watch. Hey man, what are you doing over in this room? Oh, I just thought I'd come check up on the two of you. Is there a problem? Well, not a problem, but... That's a lie. I wanted to get rid of Ace. I sent him to the wheelhouse at the beginning for a reason. I wanted to talk to Clover alone. There's something I want to ask her, and I don't want anyone to overhear us. I'm pretty sure Clover won't talk if there's anyone around. I'm a little desperate to send him back quick. He has to leave. Ace opened his mouth, then took another look at Junpei and shut it again. A small smirk appeared on his face. Oh ho! I see, of course. He looked Junpei over, then glanced at Clover. I apologize for the intrusion. Well, best of luck. Ace gave Junpei a knowing pat on the shoulder and left. Phew. Junpei let out a sigh and brushed a few drops of sweat from his forehead. He turned and found himself looking straight into Clover's eyes. She heard what Ace had said. She regarded Junpei with caution. What was that about? She was clearly suspicious and with good reason. Why are you looking at me like that? Junpei's eyes widened and he held up his hands in a gesture of innocence. Oh, no. It's not like that. What's it like then? I just wanted to hear the rest of that story. I didn't get a chance to ask you about it until now. What story? About the experiment, remember? The one you started to tell me in the operating room. You said something about an experiment that happened here 9 years ago? Clover bit her lip. She stared down at the floor for several long moments. When she spoke, it was barely audible. I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I'm just not in the mood, okay? You understand, right? I keep thinking about my brother. I can't stop. I mean, who would do something like that to my brother? I can't forgive them. I'm not gonna let them get away with it. They're going to pay for it, I promise. So. Her shoulders were shaking. Drops of blood had sprung up on her lips where she was biting them. She wiped it off and looked up at Junpei, her eyes fierce and angry. Junpei, who do you think did it? Her voice was cold and scarcely above a whisper. Junpei gulped. Well, if it was what seven said was right, then there would have to be at least two of them. You need at least 3 people to open the numbered doors, and if you subtract Snake, then that means there were at least 2 other people. You're right, so what does that mean? Well, if we just looked at the bracelet numbers, we should be able to figure it out. Who could have opened door 3 with Snake? Well, really who and who, or who and who? You mean it could have been 4 people? Well, technically, it's possible. I don't know. That doesn't seem very likely. Why? I'll tell you later. Why don't we just assume it was only 2 other people for now? Okay, got it. Let's do that then. Then who do you think it could be? Junpei had crossed his arms and thought. Snake's bracelet was true. Which 2 bracelets added numbers to 2 would give a digital root of 3. Ace and Santa. That would be 1 plus 3. 1 plus 3 would be 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. So that's not correct. Ace and June. 6 plus 1 is 7. 7 plus 2 is 9. That's not correct. Because it has to be a single digit at the end. So if the numbers just add up, to a number, then that's not a big deal. They have to make a digit, like it has to be at a single digit at the end. Ace and 7. 1 plus 8 is 9. No, 1 plus 7 is 8. 8 plus 2 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. Incorrect. Ace and Lotus. 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 plus 2 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. Incorrect. Santa and June. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 6 is 11. 1 plus 1 is 2. Santa and Lotus. 3 plus 8. Or 8 plus 2 is 10. 10 plus... 10 plus 3 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Incorrect. Santa and 7, however. 3 plus 7 is 10. Plus 2 is 12. 1 plus 2. Santa and 7 would work. But what about Santa and Lotus? 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 plus 2 is 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. 6 and 7 plus 2. 6 plus 7 would be 13. Plus 2 would be 15. 1 plus 5 is 6. 7 in Lotus. 7 and 8. So that'd be 15 plus 2 would be 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. The only way actually works is Santa and 7. Because, yeah, Santa and 7. Would it be Santa and 7? 2 plus 3 plus 7 equals 12. 1 plus 2 equals 3. The digital root for Snake, Santa, and 7 is 3. Wait, hold on. Are Santa and 7 the killers? What's wrong? Clover looked at Junpei, and he looked back at her. There was no point in hiding it. Well, I thought about it, and he told her his conclusions. That's what I thought. She looked less surprised than he'd expected. Santa and 7. If it was 2 people, then that's the only combination that works. Hey, wait a minute there. Don't you think it's a little too early to be jumping to conclusions? Well, all I said is that those two would have been able to open... Well, all I said is that those two would have been able to open door 3 with your brother. There might be other possibilities. Well, what other possibilities? He didn't have an answer. He was ready to admit defeat when Clover spoke. Are you saying you think it was 3 or 4 people? I really don't think that's likely. Why not? Can I borrow your pen and paper? Clover put her hand out expectantly. Yeah, here. Junpei pulled out his pen and pad of paper and handed them to her. She opened the notebook and wrote down several simple addition problems. Eventually, she had 8, which provided a digital root of 3. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. Two plus 1 plus 4 plus 5 equals 12. 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. 2 plus 5 plus 6 plus 8 equals 21. 2 plus 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. 2 plus 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 equals 21. 2 plus 1 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7 equals 21. 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 7 equals 21. What's this? These are the combinations for 3 or 4 people. These 8 combinations are the only possible ones. I see. Junpei? Yeah? I can trust you, right? Of course. Why would you need to ask that? Really? Yeah. So then I should get rid of B, D, G, and H, right? Of course, just cross them out. And you should take off yours too, the ones with 4. So what does that leave? A and E. 1 plus 3 plus 6 equals 12. 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. Wait, it can't be A. Why? Because June's in that one. There's no way in hell she'd do something like that. Are you sure? I'd bet my life on it. Okay, then I can cross off A too, right? Yeah. Well, what have we got left? E. 1 plus 3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 21. Do you know what this means? Everyone besides me, you, and June would be working together. Do you think that's likely? If there were 4 people working together, they wouldn't be very cautious. I don't think they'd try that hard to hide what they were doing if they were outnumbered us, right? Well, you do have a point. And besides, if Ace and 7 are working together, they could have easily gotten rid of me when I went to the shower room with them. But they didn't. They didn't even try anything. If they were the killers, why wouldn't they? Her voice was calm, but Junpei had only to look her in the eye to know it was a forced calm. There were tears forming at the corners of her eyes, and she was blinking furiously to keep them back. Perhaps by attempting an objective analysis of who might have killed her brother, she had been able to distance herself from the harsh reality of death. The more she struggled to act unconcerned, the more Junpei felt his heart tighten. I see. Anyway, I understand now. It seems pretty unlikely that it was as many as 3 or 4 people. Yeah. Then that means there's a good chance it was Santa and 7. That's how it looks. But why would they do it? There was a moment of silence. Their motive? He laid his hand gently on her shoulder. He was close, so close to the answer. When Ace chose the most possible worst moment to return, he raised a knowing eyebrow and then spoke. Have I interrupted something? What is it? There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Junpei. Could you come with me for a moment? He turned on his heel and walked back toward the wheelhouse. Go ahead. Okay. Junpei looked over at Clover. He gave a short nod, hoped that she would be willing to talk to him again later, and followed Ace. What did you want to talk about? Ace looked at Junpei and smiled, perhaps more of a smirk than a smile. There was something I wanted to check. Yeah? What's that? If you'll excuse me. With no warning, Ace slipped his hand into the pocket of Junpei's vest. Hey, what the hell are you doing? I'm just checking. No, stop! He reached for Ace's arm, but it was already too late. Ah! In the older man's hands were the pieces of paper Junpei had balled up and hidden in his pocket, just as I thought. What exactly are these pieces of paper hiding in your pocket? Ah, fuck, how did I mute it? I don't know how long I've been muted. Fuck, I feel like an idiot. You see, the glass cover has been smashed to pieces. The helm. Well, the steering wheel might be a more appropriate term. Oh, this isn't good. So many drawers, but nothing inside of them. There's some sort of square device embedded in this door. Looks like this is some sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped indentation on it. Huh? The shape. Maybe. It does look like the pocket watch would fit there. Nothing. I imagine the pocket watch is intended to go in there. However, we may need to do something with the watch first. An engine order telegraph. They use this device on old ships to adjust the speed of the ship. Like the gear shift in a car? Well, it's a little different. This device doesn't connect directly to the engine. In short, it's a transmitter. The navigation officer uses it to set the speed of the ship, and it sends a signal to the engine. There's a handle on top of it which can be moved back and forth to... Hold on. Huh? There's no handle. You're right, there isn't. It looks as though it was deliberately removed. And what does it point us to? I really hope you don't think that sounded cool. Map. I think this is a nautical chart. There's this line on it here. I think the line is the route the ship is supposed to take. There are these dots all over the map. Oh, those are probably ports, like for a boat to stop at. Looks like the lines connect to the dots. A world map with Atlantic Ocean in the center. There are a number of red pins in several locations. What do these red pins mean? Well, the nautical charts I picked up earlier have a map like this one. Maybe one of them matches up to the pins or something. Let's see. Well, what do you know? Looks like this one's a match to the pins. Okay, so we've got 7 locations located by a straight line. And each one of them has a word next to it. That's probably the speed. Looks like kind of a wilted flower. The right drawer. Let's have a look. Nothing. It's a light. Well, I guess she really doesn't feel like talking. She's not really paying attention to anything, is she? Her mind must be somewhere else. Looks like they all have something to do with sailing. None of these look very useful. Oh, I didn't even check this. What is this? Some kind of display? It looks like an electronic scoreboard. I imagine it was added recently. There's a circular hole cut in this board. Steering wheel. Let's see if it... Whoa! Looks like the steering wheel moves. So it would seem. I noticed something else as well. What's that? Well, when you move this wheel, the compass also moves. What do you mean? The ship, it's moving. Huh! Tricked you, didn't I? The wheel and the compass must be connected to one another somehow. Do you think that's important? Well, let's try turning it again. I did not mean to press that again. I did not mean to press that again. A nautical table found in the chart room. It shows directions of south, west, southwest, northwest, east, north, and straight. So we need to repeat that. So south, west, southwest, northwest, east, north, straight. Alright. So... south, southwest, northwest, south, east, and straight. Wait. This tells me the direction. South, west, southwest, northwest. I fucked that up. I should have done southwest, southwest, northwest, east, north, and straight. I don't know what straight is. So, south. West. Southwest. Northwest. North. East. Straight. I literally looked at it already. Unless I did it wrong again. South, west, southwest, northwest. Oh, I did the same thing, but I did north and then east. So it should be east and then north. Okay. Let's try this again. South, west, southwest, northwest, east, north, what the? The handle came off. Huh. Stooping so low, are you, Zero? Alright, we got that. Now we go over here. So, I sure hope this handle fits. Yeah, it fits. Excellent. That should allow us to operate the engine room telegraph. Let's give it a shot. Alright. Over there, the door to the chart room. Alright. It's in the nautical table, too. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Let's read that again just to be sure. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, half, dead slow, full, half, dead slow, stop. That wasn't it. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Is there another stop in there? Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, full, half, dead, slow, half, full, stop. Well, this? It's a nautical chart or something. I think I found it in the chart room. What on earth are you doing? The speed is written right there. Did you put it in the speed it shows on the chart? Yeah, I know it's right there. I just can't remember things necessarily. Oh, wait, I did half full stop. It should be half dead stop. So, full, half slow, full, half dead stop. Full, half slow, full, half dead stop. Full, half... full... half, dead, slow, half, dead, stop. What? I literally put it in as written. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, half, dead, slow, half, dead, stop. Okay, there's gotta be something I'm missing here. This changed. It's the name of the ports in the world. I imagine it's showing us the ship's route. You know, just like the ones you might see at an airport. Oh, I get it. Does look like the names, those are the names of all the ports along the ship's route, but there's only one line that shows the arrival time. Ah, the time on the bottom, right? 47 seconds, 25 minutes past 7 o'clock. Perhaps that's the arrival time. Full, half, slow, half, dead slow, full, half, dead, stop. I literally writing them in as shown. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, half, dead, slow, half, dead, stop? No. Full, half, dead, slow, half, dead, stop. I'm literally putting them in as they're written. Full, half, dead, slow, stop. Wait, are you stopping at every single thing? So if that's the case, full, stop, half, stop, dead, stop, slow, stop, dead, slow. Full, half. That was incorrect. Full. That is already incorrect. Full. Stop. Half. Stop. Slow. Stop. Dead, slow. Full, half. Wait, I did slow again. Full, half, dead, slow, half, dead, stop. The fuck? It's the answer is literally right in front of me. Full, half, slow, full. Half, dead, stop. I really can't seem to figure out which this one is. Full into half, into slow, into full. Wait, it's full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Full, half, slow, full, half. Wait, no. Full, half, slow, full, half, dead, stop. Okay, I was reading it wrong this whole time. That's weird. I thought I put it in the right speed. Did I mess up? No, I don't think so. The same thing happened earlier, remember? There's been a change to the arrival board. Yeah, you're right. Let's check it out. There's less places. The display's changed. Now it's showing an estimated time of arrival. 10 seconds past 3. The time. The display's changed. Now it's showing an estimated time arrival of 10 seconds past 3 o'clock. The time. Can we match this? Junpei, take a look. This display panel looks different. Yeah, you're right. Only the left half of it's on, though. The last line, it says, estimated arrival time at final destination is 10 seconds past 3. Yeah. I wonder why they have seconds in there. Seems a little too specific. There's gotta be a reason for that. Oh, perhaps. What's he doing? Excuse me, Junpei. He took my pocket watch. Hey! What the hell are you doing? Just trust me. It should be fine now. Well, thanks for giving me the pocket watch back, but you don't need to look so smug about it. Let's see what he... Oh, he moved the hands. 10 seconds past 3 o'clock? So you changed it to match the final arrival time. Ace nodded slowly. You know what to do next, right? Give it a shot. Come on. Looks like this sort of lock. It's got a weird shaped information on it. Actually, it's shaped just like this pocket watch I've got. Let's try putting it in there. Hey, it's open. Yes, it says open now. Good work. It seems you were successful. Well done, Junpei. Hey, Clover. What? Look, we unlocked the door. Now we can get out of this room. Huh? Oh. Well, let's go then. Clover? Is this actually the way out? These escape rooms are a lot easier than I remember them being. There's only 2 reasons for that. Actually 3 reasons. The first reason is that I've gotten a lot smarter and the puzzles are just that much easier compared to the first time I beat them like years ago. And I don't remember the puzzles. Or B, I am subconsciously remembering all the puzzles and how to solve them. Which I don't think I have that capability. Or the other one, and this is the weird one. Wait, what the fuck was I talking about? I'm so confused. What the fuck was I going on about? I've got fucking issues. So many issues. A hallway? Oh, wait, now I remember. So I was basically saying that the third option is the morphogenetic field theory, where basically a lot of people know how to solve the puzzle, so I am remembering how to. I know how to solve the puzzle now too, and it comes naturally. So that's the third reason. The second is that it's just subconscious in my brain, and I'm recalling it without realizing it. It's far too narrow to be called one. They found themselves in a small space outside of the wheelhouse. On their left was a wooden door. This seems to be the only route. Yeah, let's go. Junpei pushed it open and stepped into the room beyond. Wow. It was full of all manner of turn-of-the-century electronic equipment. Well, these machines are weird. I've never seen any of them before, huh? Wait, this one is... One smaller machine had a metal bar that ended in a circular handle. Ace seemed to recognize it. Ah, yes. The telegraph key. These were used to transmit Morse code a long time ago. He turned and slowly took in the room. This must be the communication office. Across from the room, from the door they entered through, was another door. And that door? A metal plaque was nailed to it. It read, "Captain's quarters, huh?" "That's what it says." "Then do you think?" "I am Zero, the captain of this ship." Ace swallowed. Junpei could feel his hands begin to sweat. Only Clover seemed unaffected, though. "Well, we won't get figure anything. We won't do anything by get anything done by sitting here." She walked up to the front of the door and put her hand on the knob. It opened easily and without so much as a pause. She walked in. Junpei and Ace followed. The first thing they saw was a man on the floor covered in blood. Ugh. Ugh. Junpei felt his body seize up. His mouth went dry, and he felt very cold. The blood in his veins slowed to a crawl, and his heart tightened like a fist. Not again. This is the third time he'd seen the horror and death laid out before him. He didn't think it was something he could stand to see much more of. Still, he had begun to accept that whatever it was that he saw, whatever happened to him, was beyond his control, and determination that he could not hope to match. Damn. A sense of helplessness, a desperation watched over him. It left behind a feeling of utter emptiness that wormed its way through his body like acid. No, wait. We didn't check his pulse yet. Maybe he's still alive. Fueled by the spark of hope, Junpei ran to the man's body, and his heart fell. When he touched his hands to his neck, no pulse. His pupils had dilated and wasn't breathing. Well, he's dead. Damn, if only we knew how it happened. Junpei lifted the man's already stiff body. There was deep red wounds on his chest. These wounds. I wonder what killed him. Junpei didn't have to wonder long. It must have been this. For lying next to the corpse was an axe. The entire blade of it was drenched in bright red blood. From the shape of the man's wounds, there could be no doubt that it had been made by the axe. Junpei looked at the body again. A lake of blood stretched out around it. It was wearing the clothes of a ship's captain, although they were stained with blood. These clothes. A captain. Does that mean this guy was Zero? On his left hand was a bracelet. The number of the bracelet was 0. Bracelet 0? It was only then that Junpei noticed the stench of blood that filled the room. Huh. He couldn't help but laugh. There was nothing else for him to say. It was too simple, too obvious, too straightforward. If there hadn't been a dead man on the floor, Junpei might have thought it was a joke. Junpei? It may be wise to find a way out of here first. Yeah, you're right. Seek a way out. Interesting. So we got a lot of shit to do here. That's gonna become important later. A bed? There's nothing in it. A camcorder? It looks like it's pointed at the door. Well, the power's on. Why would somebody want to videotape a door? To get the passcode? I don't know. There's blood on the chair. Do you think this is the dead guys? Yeah, probably. Blood on the chair. Kinda creeping me out. They look like batteries. There's a cable running from them into the monitor. There's a bunch of weird buttons on here. They probably switch what you see on the screens. Do you know how to work this thing? Why don't we press one of these? Like this one. Well, I guess it does change the... The hell is this? Nothing. Looks like it doesn't work anymore. Huh. Junpei snorted with grim humor for the second time since he'd come into the room. The 4 screens along the bottom had a single letter, each spelling out 0, huh? It's like he's making fun of us. What do you think? He turned to Clover, who was standing next to him. Clover nodded. Nothing. It seemed there she cared about little, of course. Junpei could have hardly blamed her. Given the strain she was surely under, Junpei was somewhat surprised she had responded at all. Still, he had to ask. He gestured toward the corpse. What about him? Do you think that's really 0? Clover shook her head weakly. There's no way that's him. Didn't I tell you already? 0's one of us. You're right. Well, even if he wasn't one of us, there's no way that man could be 0. Don't you get it? The letters that spell 0 on the TV screen, the captain's clothes he's got on, and of course the bracelet with a 0 on it. It's too obvious. Look, the guy in 0 might race and pass out shit. What the fuck was I talking about? Look. This 0 is right here. This is 0 right here. The dead body is 0. Isn't that kind of fishy? You're right. Only an idiot wouldn't see through something like that. No, that's not the point. I'm not trying to make fun of them for thinking a trick like this would work. I'm sure they didn't think it would work, which makes me wonder, why did they do it? I think this is a challenge to the person who's really behind all of this. He's making fun of us. Don't you get it? If whoever killed this guy really wanted us to think his corpse was 0, they'd never have put a bracelet on him. Walking about with a 0 bracelet would be like hanging a sign around your neck that said, I did it. Anyone with a brain would be able to see that this guy is supposed to look like everything 0 is supposed to be. Just like we did. Originally, the killer must have known we wouldn't think he was 0 and put the bracelet on him anyways. Do you know why? Why? Like he said, he's mocking us. Too bad, suckers, this isn't 0. Where's the real me? See if you can catch me. It's the same bad joke a lot of criminals like to play. They'll just sit back and watch people run in circles. That's really twisted, but it almost seems kinda childish. Yeah, you're right, it's really childish. It's like it's just a game to whoever this person is. That's what seems funny to me. Junpei bent down next to the corpse. Alright, let's get back to the point. Who killed this man? I don't know. And what's this guy's deal? Who is he? How would I know that? If I knew anything, I would have told you. You have no idea who he is. Why would I? Junpei sat back on his haunches and thought. We should check and see if he's got anything on him that might tell us who he is. Give me a hand here, Clover. Huh? We've got to flip him over. How else are we gonna search his pockets? Clover didn't move. Okay, fine. Guess I'll do it. Junpei had no choice but to move the body on his own. Here we go. He grabbed hold of an area not completely covered in blood and shoved. It took a moment, but eventually Junpei felt the man's bulk begin to shift. Just as long as it did, huh? Something fell on the man's left wrist. Hey, it's the bracelet with 0 on the face. And lastly, let us discuss how to remove the bracelets. There are 2 ways to do so. 1, you escape this ship. 2, you think to force us to run and... What? The fuck about forces running? God, I'm gonna need to get some sleep. 1, you can escape from this ship. 2, your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of this ship or detects that its wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically. Oh, good. Junpei stared at the bracelet. This man, he's dead, isn't he? Huh? No, it's just, I guess I didn't really think about it until right now. If this bracelet's off, that means he's dead. Well, it's pretty obvious that he's dead. You don't really need to look at the bracelet to figure that out. It looks better than the other bodies you've seen, though, you know? I mean, if there wasn't all this blood, he'd almost look like he was still alive. I mean, I know it's kind of a messed up thing to say, but he kind of has it better, you know? Dying from a bomb going off inside you, I mean, that's just... Some of Snake's bones went right through his skin. I think the explosion must have thrown him against the wall or something. There was a broken bone just sticking out of his left arm. And suddenly Junpei realized what he was saying. How could he have been so cruel? He clapped his hands over his mouth. But it was already too late. He turned to look at Clover. She was glaring at him furiously. What did you just say? Her words sounded cold. He knew an apology could hardly atone for what he'd done, but he tried anyways. Oh man, I am so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. I really don't know what I was thinking. I mean, no, that's not what I'm talking about. What did you say about his arm? Arm? Yeah, his left arm. You said it, didn't you? Well, yeah, I did, but... I mean, didn't you see it too? Of course not. I could barely look at him. There was no way I was going to see the details. Clover took a deep, quick breath. Are you sure it was his left arm? Junpei thought back. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And he had a broken bone, right? The hell are you getting at here? Just shut up and answer me. She shoved her face closer to his. He could see the fire in her eyes. Junpei winced and swallowed. Yeah, he did. It was pretty bad, too. The bone was sticking out of the arm. Huh! No sooner were the words out of his mouth than Clover's expression changed. Clover? What's wrong? Look, I'm sorry if I said anything. Suddenly she was crying. Junpei wasn't sure what to do. Thank you. It was close to the last thing he had expected to hear. Huh? What are you... Junpei had no idea what just happened. He didn't think he'd done anything worthy of thanks, and he couldn't understand why she would have chosen that moment to begin crying. So he simply stood there confused. Thank you so much, Junpei. She thanked him again, and then something even stranger happened. Clover threw herself into Junpei's surprised arms. Hey, what's going on with you? I'm sorry. It's just, I'm so happy. Why?
The body in the shower room, it isn't his. It isn't my brother.
Huh?
It's not Snake.
Why on earth would you think that?
Because his left arm is...
She stopped herself.
I'm sorry. I really shouldn't be talking about this.
Junpei decided it would be prudent not to press her for any more information. She did not wish to tell him she certainly had a reason for doing so. Perhaps more importantly, however, if Clover was so certain, then she was likely right. That meant the body in the shower room wasn't Snake. It wasn't much, but that knowledge lifted some of the weight from Junpei's heart.
But he's still alive. I'm so happy.
Tears shone in her eyes. Those tears melted Junpei's heart. As she cried, she had pushed herself up against his chest like a child. Junpei put his arms around her and held her tight.
I'm so glad. Junpei, you were right.
Huh?
No matter what happens, you can never lose hope. You have to remember what's important, and that's to have faith and to have love. If you can remember all of those things, that'll bring you good luck.
Clover reached into her pocket and pulled something out. It was a laminated bookmark with a 4-leaf clover. I only made it here because you gave me this.
I was suspicious of everybody, and I was angry, miserable. But because I had this 4-leaf clover, because of what you said to me,
Yeah. Junpei hadn't thought his words would have had such an effect on her. Her words were making him feel a little awkward.
Thank you so much, Junpei.
She looked up at him. He scratched his nose and pretended to notice something interesting somewhere else in the room. If you really want to thank somebody, you should be thanking Santa.
Santa? Why?
Well, he was the one who gave me that thing. And the words for each leaf, I got that from him too. Then suddenly, Clover broke away from Junpei. Huh? He looked confused. He hadn't thought she'd react that poorly. Clover began to pace across the room. Six steps to the left, 6 steps to the right. Another 6 to the left, and then she stopped.
Did Santa really tell you those things?
Her eyes were serious, but not angry. Yeah, he did. Did I, say something wrong?
Oh, no, not at all. In fact, this could be really good news, I think.
You think?
Santa knew about the words in the clover. The only people who should know about that are the other subjects.
Subjects?
The other people who were left in the experiment 90 years ago with my brother and me. But he's blind, and I was part of the Nevada test group, so neither of us would be able to recognize the faces of the people who were on this boat.
Whoa, time out. Junpei held up his hands. He took a deep breath and let it out. Let's just calm down for a second, okay? Start from the top. Don't start with the end and then jump to the middle. You gotta start with 1 and then move to 2 and 3 and 4 and so on. If you don't tell me stuff in the right order, I'm never gonna be able to figure it out.
Okay.
Clover nodded. Alright, let's start with this experiment. What happened on this boat 9 years ago?
Do you know about morphogenetic fields?
Morphogenetic fields. He did, and the realization sent chills down Junpei's spine.
Alright, how about this? Theory of telepathic mechanism.
I think Lotus mentioned something like that. Junpei recounted what Lotus told him earlier. Clover nodded.
Telepathy, huh? Well, that's not really it, but I suppose it's similar.
So they were testing telepathy on this ship?
Yeah, I guess so.
So what exactly did they have you guys do?
The same thing that we're doing now. Exactly the same thing.
What?
The Nonary game. 9 people were put on this boat, and 9 others were put in the building in Nevada, and the game started.
Junpei grabbed the sides of his head. Look, I'm sorry, I don't get it.
What do the Nonary game and some telepathy experiment have to do with each other? Am I missing something here? Clover bit her lip. She blinked back sudden tears. What had happened to her in Nevada? The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. You know how sometimes when you're up against a really tough problem, and then the answer just kind of pops up in your head? That's an epiphany. And what you learn from the epiphany can be transmitted with telepathy. When you add danger to that equation, it gets easier to transmit that information over telepathy. So you're saying the Nonary game was supposed to introduce that element of danger? Yeah, but it couldn't just be any old danger. It had to be life and death. And somebody did actually die. A girl. Junpei felt the sudden grip of despair on his heart, and distant, powerful squeezed. For a moment he felt very, very empty and alone. She was on the boat with my brother. I was in Nevada. I never met her, but I did hear her name. Her name was, The sound of the door opening was like a gunshot. Junpei spun around. Oh, my apologies. I seem to have disturbed you. Ace, you two must have strong stomachs. Can't imagine how you could stay in this room for so long. Ace glanced down at the floor. At the corpse covered in blood. At any rate, Junpei, would you be so kind as to come and help me with something? I'm having a little trouble and I could really use your assistance. Come on, it'll only take a moment. With that, he turned and walked back towards the communications office. Clover waited until he was out of sight and then spoke in a small, quiet voice. I don't want Ace to hear us. We could talk about this later. Huh? Hey, wait! Clover ignored him. From outside, Junpei could hear Ace calling. Junpei, what are you doing in there? Hurry up! Ah! Grumbling to himself, Junpei stomped off towards the communication office. Oh! A pair of headphones. I can't hear anything. Guess whatever they were connected to doesn't work anymore. It's a telegraph key, a machine for transmitting Morse code. I tried sending an SOS earlier, but I doubt that did anything. Zero would never make it that easy. So you think it's broken? No, it works. I'm just not sure if it actually transmits anything outside of the ship. Hey, Ace, look. It's a monkey with glasses. How on earth did you arrive at that conclusion? Just a normal light. Well, it won't turn on, so maybe not that normal. There's a big-ass rat trap over here. I told you that's a telegraph key. It's a device that transmits messages through Morse code. It looks as though that drawer is the only thing that's locked. I don't see a keyhole, though. An electric lock, perhaps? Take a look at the left side of the drawer. There's some cables over there. That must mean... Hey, what is this? It's blank. There's nothing written on it. This is a really long cable. The tip is hooked into the desk's drawer. An early telecommunications device. Most likely used to transmit a radio signal of some sort. I experimented with it earlier, but to no avail. I imagine it's broken. Ink. Small screwdrivers. Alright, this music... Screwdriver ought to make short work of this music box. I guess I'll put the ink on the cylinder. Now I just gotta roll the cylinder across a piece of paper, and if I'm right, the ink should... Now you have a pattern of dots and lines on the paper. I imagine it's Morse code. These dots and lines are the dots and dashes of Morse code. Alright, I've got the Morse code I'm supposed to enter. If I do this right, something will happen, I hope. Alright, let's give this a shot. The fuck? What the fuck? I fucked up the end there. Reset. There we go. That's the last one, and yes! Excellent work, Junpei. Good. Seem to have figured it out. You've unlocked the drawer. A red file lay in the drawer. Junpei reached down and picked it up. Looks like something's on the cover. All ice. All ice. Alice. Does this mean... Junpei couldn't hold back. He had to know what was in the file. Each page was covered with strange characters. They looked like tiny drawings of birds, snakes, insects, horned animals, and even kneeling humans. There were many pages in the file, and each one of these was full of these strange symbols, hieroglyphics. The hell is this? He didn't realize he'd spoken out loud until Ace looked over at him. They're hieroglyphs. They're hieroglyphs. A form of writing used in ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt? That's right. Can you read them? Of course. Wait, can you read them? Of course. I can't. What would make you think I could? The hell? Junpei flipped through a few more pages. It wasn't just one or two pages that were covered in strange symbols. Every single page was covered in them. Whoa, the whole thing's like that. Trying to read them was pointless. Junpei wasn't going to waste any more time with them. He made to close the file. And something fell out. Huh? What's this? He bent down and picked it up. Oh, a key card. There was a symbol on it that reminded Junpei of the symbols for Saturn and the Mercury key cards. This one, however, had a dot in the center of the male symbol. Uranus. That's the Uranus symbol. Junpei looked over to see the ace examining the card. In addition to the Uranus symbol, there are 3 words engraved to the card as well. Something written on the file. Bottom Deck Library. This must be the key to the library, then. So it would seem. Bottom Deck Library. Huh. Junpei remembered something he'd heard from Seven when they were been in the chemical closet. Seven said something like, Alice sleeps in a small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. Could beneath the navel mean the bottom deck and the forest of knowledge is the library? Then could Alice be in a room somewhere beyond the library?
What's wrong? Something on your mind? Only then did he notice Ace looking at him, curiosity and concern written across his face in equal parts. Yeah, I just remembered something. Is that so? What about? Well, don't laugh, okay? There was no reason for Junpei to hide his thoughts. Then he stopped. Wouldn't make any sense if Ace didn't know who Alice was supposed to be. So he told Ace everything June had told him. The Egyptian princess in Ice 9. Interesting. And the woman who wouldn't melt, who was recovered from the Titanic disaster. They called her All Ice, which eventually turned into Alice. And she was purchased by an English millionaire who called himself Lord Gordain. According to the Seven, this is the ship where he hid Alice. And you think that he hid her in a small room beyond the library on the bottom deck? Yeah. Well, it is just a theory. Ace stared off into the distance, his hand slowly and absent-mindedly stroking his beard. Adding a few moments, his hand stopped. He turned slowly to look at Junpei and his brows drew together. Junpei, have you ever heard of the term CAS? CAS? It stands for Cells Alive System, and it's an advanced technology for freezing, preserving organic matter. Put simply, it's a technique that allows one to freeze things without the formation of ice crystals. Normally, if you freeze something, fresh water within it, its cells expand as it crystallizes, damaging the cell membrane. CAS, however, works differently. We're meh. The object to be frozen is supercooled using magnetic fields and then frozen instantly and uniformly, giving the crystals no time to form. It was originally developed for the preservation of food as an alternative to the normal freezing process. Now, however, there are rumors that it can be used for other things. What do you mean, other things? Well, there are obvious medical uses, but perhaps also space travel. Space travel? Are you serious? Surely you've heard of suspended animation, cryogenic freezing? It's a fairly common idea in science fiction books and films. People are sometimes frozen for especially lengthy journeys through space. And that was when Junpei understood what Ace was suggesting. Whoa, wait a minute there. Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow. Are you saying that Alice was frozen using that CAS thing? Fuck. Wait a minute there. Ace looked at him and raised an eyebrow. Are you saying that Alice was frozen using that CAS thing? Well, I'm sure the possibility is quite low, but it is a possibility. This special ice you call Ice 9 does indeed exist, and if CAS were used to freeze her into that sort of ice instantaneously, you think she could be alive? Well, I can't say for sure, of course. I'm only talking about possibilities. The melting point for Ice 9 is 96 degrees, right? If she were to be put somewhere where she could reach that temperature, that's nuts. Are you really saying she could have defrosted and started walking about? You're quite right. It does sound unbelievable. But if she had, then we would have an explanation for the man we found dead on the floor. You mean the guy dressed like a captain? Yes. He was dead when we found him. Clearly he was murdered. But if he was murdered, then by whom? It couldn't have been one of us. That would be impossible. In order to enter the captain's quarter, one must first open door 1. That door requires the Earth Key, prevented us from accessing door 1. Who was it that opened that door? Santa and Lotus. Right. Clearly the two of them could not have opened the door for 1 or any other door for that matter. Who else then could have done so? Junpei thought for a second. Last I checked. Who else? Nobody. Junpei, after Santa and Lotus's used the Earth Key, they turned back and met up with more. After Santa, Lotus used the Earth Key, they turned back and met up with me in June. Then we returned to the large hospital room and found A7 and Clover. While we'd gone into the shower room, A7 and Clover had stayed behind. But it's impossible for those three to open door 1. What about when June and I took the elevator to door 2? No, still won't work. We were the only gone 5 minutes. No human being could have run back to the captain's quarter, killed that guy in there, and run back that fast. As it would be impossible for any of us to be the murderer. That being the case, who could have killed him? Wouldn't it make sense if his killer was someone who had been in the ship for some time? A person like that would know the ship well. They would know the locations of all the hidden passages and secret doors. The numbered door would mean nothing to someone like that. It'd be a simple thing for them to enter the captain's quarters. Then you're saying the killer was Alice. It was Junpei's turn to raise an eyebrow. Ace drew his thumb across his lips thoughtfully. Well, this is only one possible theory. All ice. Alice. Is she really somewhere on the ship? Junpei had only one clue. The key card in his hand. Maybe this card will give me access to the Forest of Knowledge. And maybe the big mystery. Could have be there beyond the Forest of Knowledge. Anyway, whatever. It's gonna have to wait. I can't do anything right now. I'll have to come back to this later. He gripped the key card tighter and shoved it deep into his pocket. Alright, let's grab that. A unique key. Jesus Christ. It's an old telegraph machine. I'll be honest, I have no idea how it works. Okay. I wonder if that means something. Sweet, I just had to put that key in and now it's on. Junpei, look, there's a minus sign on the screen. There's 8 of them. Probably means we've got to put in 8 digits. Do you think you can figure it out? No. We don't even have... Wait. 0. $14 is E. I don't know if that's actually the case. One, two, three, four, five, six, 7, 8, 9. And then A, B, C, D, E. 14. Fuck. What would 26 be? Fuck, I don't know. 26 would be Z, right? Okay. 2, 6, 1, 4. R. No, it wouldn't be 2, 6. Cause add 9 letters to numbers to whatever I get at the end, so 26 would be 26 plus 9. No, not 26. 36. Plus 9, so 36. 36, 14. And then R would be C, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T. R. E is 14 and Z is 36. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. 5 territories. N, T, T, K, B. Wait, I was counting alphabet, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. So, 18? Plus 9 would be 27. And then And then 0. F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. 15? No. 15, I think. No. Wait, it would be plus 9, right? That would be 24? That was incorrect. Yeah, that's what we need. The numeral system. Numeral system chart is found in the captain's headquarters, 10 in base 10. Therefore, it's written as A in hexadecimal. 11 is B, 12 is C, 13 is D, and 14 is E, and so on. The chart showed the rules for each numeral system. It's 0, so... Shit. I think it really is something like that with base whatever. But this one uses the full alphabet because we have to spell 0. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and V. Wait, Y and Z. So, So, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So 24 is 0. 25, 26, 27. Wait, 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 is E, and 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. We got 24 is 0. 25, 26, 27 is R. 28, 29, 30, 31. I didn't realize I was fucking muted for some reason. What the fuck? How long was that? Well, now I feel stupid. I was talking to myself, trying to fucking solve a fucking puzzle thing. God damn it. I
I am actually, like, all over the fucking place tonight. Alright, we did it though. Let's go. And we go through. We leave. I don't remember which ending we're gonna get. I know we're gonna get one. I just don't remember which one. I stepped out of the hallway's captain quarters and into another hallway. I stepped out of the captain quarters and into another hallway. A hallway stretched outward in front of Junpei for a bit and before turning left like a great backward L. Alright, let's go. Junpei rounded the corner and took off down the straightaway. He ran and ran and ran. And at the end of the hallway there was a door. That's the next door. He went straight for it. Wait, a piece of paper? He was nearly halfway to it when he noticed a piece of paper in the middle of the floor. Junpei skidded to a halt. He dropped down to his hands and knees and quickly tore the paper off the floor. Map of the ship's interior for A deck. Huh, what's wrong? Ace, slightly slower by the virtue of his advanced age, had finally caught up to Junpei. I found a map for the floor. He showed Ace what he snatched from the wall. He looked at it long enough to determine what it was and nodded. I see. With that, he began running past Junpei. Well, that was anticlimactic. I should keep this, though. Junpei shoved the map into his pocket and got up to follow Ace, but something stopped him. Hey, where's Clover? He turned around. Clover was nowhere to be seen. Damn it, what the hell is she up to? Junpei muttered angrily under his breath and took off back the way he'd come. As he stomped around the corner, he saw her. She was standing in front of the door to the captain's quarters, her hand on the doorknob. Clover? Huh? As Junpei watched, she closed it gently and quietly. The hell are you doing? Nothing. What do you mean, nothing? Clover had unconsciously put her hands over the pockets of her jacket, as if trying to hide something. What the hell is that? What? You've got something in your pocket. What is it? Oh, this? Oh, this is... a note. A note? Yeah, I found it in the pocket of the guy with the captain's clothes. It said something about the darkness of the sinister hand or something. What the hell? Let me see it. No, not right. But Junpei wasn't going to get to see it. From the other end of the hall, he heard Ace's voice. Hey, Junpei, Clover, what are you two doing? Hurry up. He's getting mad. Clover shrugged. I'll show it to you later, alright? Come on, we gotta hurry. Before Junpei could protest, she was gone. Around the corner and off down the long stem of the L. A note? A note. Junpei was curious, but there was something else that bothered him. From the look of that pocket, it doesn't particularly look like just a note. Jeez, what are you thinking? For crying out loud. Junpei did his best to convince himself that it would make sense later and ran off after Clover. And we're back at the central staircase. Junpei pushed through the door and found himself in a large room with a large set of stairs. The big stairs, so this is where it ends up. Just like it says on the map. It was just what he had expected to see after reading the map. I see. After reading the map himself meant that Ace had probably realized the same thing. Ace, did he head down? He put his hand on the handrail and leaned over to look down the hall. Oh, there he is. Look, the other fours are there too. And not just Ace. Santa, June, Seven, and Lotus as well. Really? Let's join them. Junpei and Clover glanced at each other and hurried down the stairs. They reached B deck at the same time. Jumpy, Clover! June's face was excited. Something had happened that much Junpei could tell by simply looking at her. What's up? Given their situation, he was not inclined to be excited about sudden developments. June, however, couldn't contain herself. We found it. Found what? We found it.
What did you find?
The last door. We found door 9.
What? Come on, just follow us. We'll explain on the way.
Okay.
7 turned and jogged down the stairs. Well, if that's the case...
Wait for me.
We should get going as well.
The rest followed. Jumpy! We finally made it. The relief and excitement in her voice echoed what each of them felt.
Yeah, it's finally time. Junpei wasn't quite ready to believe they'd really done it. At least not just yet. Still, if everyone said it was door 9, then it probably was. We've reached the end. He could feel his heart racing. A mixture of anticipation and fear ran through his veins, and he could feel his legs shaking. He was doing his best to maintain a sense of healthy skepticism, but he couldn't deny that the prospect of escape was an exciting one. But something's bothering me. Only 3 to 5 people can go through the numbered door. 7 of us are on our way to door 9. That means, best case scenario, there'll be 2 of us who have to stay behind. 2 people. Is there a way? Junpei looked over at the clock. 4:30. We've only got 90 minutes left. I've got no time to wonder about it now. Hey, Junpei! The hell are you two doing? Hurry up! Santa's voice jolted Junpei out of his reverie.
Let's go, Jumpy.
June took off down the stairs, jogging as quickly as she could. Yeah. Junpei followed.
See, Dick.
See this dick? I think my cat's under the bed. As a group, they piled into the elevator and rode impatiently down the E-deck. It looked familiar. There was a metal grate between the 2 elevators. 7 grabbed hold of it and began to talk. I know I told you I'd explain it earlier, but honestly, there ain't much to explain. After we split off from you guys, the 4 of us got into the elevator and left, and they took us to the other side of the grate. After that, we headed down to another hallway. He took us toward the bow, and eventually to that 6 you 2 found earlier. We opened it and kept going. There was another locked door behind it, like usual, but this time we had to complete 2 different areas before we could unlock it. Once we were through that door, there was another hallway that went through the other direction toward the stern. So on your way, you found the elevator? That's right. So in other words, you kinda did a lap, huh? You came from that side to this side. Yeah. With that settled, Junpei looked around. So where's the number 9 door? Over here. Follow me. 7 began walking down the hallway that led toward the stern. Junpei and the others broke into a jog to keep up with him.
By the way,
they had been walking for a while, June in silent step with Junpei when she spoke.
You know, it's because of Santa that we're all here right now.
Huh?
That all 7 of us are going to door 9? You don't get it? Santa, 7, and Lotus. What's their digital root?
3 plus 7 plus 8 equals 18. 1 plus 8 plus equals 9. 9, it's 9.
That's right. They could have just left me behind and kept going if they'd wanted to.
But they didn't.
Yeah, because Santa wouldn't let them. He said, we can't leave June and the others behind. That's why we went looking for you guys. And then you got on the elevator? I fucked up. I fucking skipped a little too much.
Well, I wouldn't have called that one. That Santa would be one to stick up for you, I mean.
Junpei felt his eyebrows knit as he considered that. Oh, don't get me wrong. Perhaps June had sensed Junpei's concern. I don't mean that Seven and Lotus said they wanted to leave me behind. We were just talking about it and Santa objected to it first. Is that so? Junpei was about to respond when Seven suddenly stopped. We're here. In front of them stood a door. So is this? Yeah. Junpei couldn't see Seven's face, but he could see him nod. There's no other place for us to go? Nope. Just look around. There's a big old iron wall at the end of the hallway. The other hallways on the left and right are blocked by metal grates. I see. It looked as though Seven was right. I'm going to move my keyboard back a little. The door in front of them was their only choice. Alright, let's get moving. He pulled up the open door and walked in. Junpei took a deep breath and followed. Ugh! It appeared they'd been telling the truth. No way! First thing Junpei saw as he entered the room was the number 9. Like all the others, it was a rough thing made of red paint. The door it decorated sat on the back of a wall of a rectangular room. Junpei ran up to it. The 9 door. It was a large double door with powerful styling. Something about it was almost majestic, and it made the red paint look especially garish. We're finally here. Junpei grabbed the handle and shook. It didn't budge, but then he hadn't really expected it to. The red was bolted to the wall next to the door. Its display read vacant. No doubt about it. This is door 9. Finally, this is the last. Junpei felt a flood of emotions wash over him. He felt a chill down his back, and his chest tightened even as his blood began to boil. There was a moment of complete silence. Junpei, look behind you. He turned. Behind? What? Junpei scarcely believed what he saw. Why? A door and a 9? There's another one. Hey, what the hell is going on here? His words came slowly and his brain struggled to understand what he'd seen. On shaky legs, he made his way to the second 9. It was a small door set parallel to the door they'd come through, but in the other corner of the room. 9. There was no mistaking the number, and if any more proof was needed, a red was bolted to the wall near the door. There's a red too, that means... And of course it won't open. He grabbed the handle and shook the door, not because he expected it to open, but because he had to make sure it was real. But why? Why the hell are there 2 doors? It was Ace who spoke first. Do you think perhaps one is the right door and the other is the wrong one? Lotus was skeptical. I don't know about that. That seems unlikely. What makes you say so? Well, think about it. The rooms we've been through so far, they're full of puzzles, but there are always hints about how to solve them. I'm pretty sure there aren't any rooms where we just had to go with our best guess and leave it to instinct to solve the puzzle. Do you really think that at the very end of the game, Zero's going to suddenly throw something in that depends entirely on luck? Then you're saying there's some sort of hint in this room? No, I don't think there's a hint anywhere in here. I searched it very well when I was in here before. I didn't find anything that might have been a hint, though. Well, then that means... Yeah, both of these are the right door. I mean, if you think about it, Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9. Junpei began to mutter to himself. So if there are 2 numbered 9 doors, if we split up, right? That's not gonna work. Junpei blinked and looked up at Clover. She held out her hand. You've got a notebook and pen, right? Can I borrow them? Yeah, here. Slightly confused, he pulled them out and handed them to her. Look at this. Clover opened the notebook to a blank page and set it down on the desk. Everyone else gathered around her and watched as she wrote down a series of numbers. You get it? The numbers on the top are all the combinations with digital roots of 9. The numbers on the bottom are people who don't fit. There's only 8 possibilities if we split into 2 groups of 3 or 4. So, if 3 people go through the door... that's Junpei. 3 people go through the door, then 4 are left behind. If 4 go through, then 3 are left behind. Yeah. Clover nodded as if she were pleased with herself for solving a difficult math problem. No way. Ugh. The room went very quiet. Silence lay across everyone like a thick, heavy blanket. No one spoke. Their faces were blank. Come to think of it, desperate for something to look at, Junpei turned his eyes to the room around him. What is this room? The walls were covered with candles. The wavering flame made the shadows of Junpei and his companions look as though they were dancing. 2 rows of wooden pews filled most of the room. It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind? Between them was a strip of rich red carpet. The carpet ran straight through the room, ending at the door that pointed to the stern of the boat. The other end of the carpet. Is that an altar? It was a recessed space set into the wall between the 2 other doors. Sitting on a raised section of the altar was a coffin. A coffin? A coffin? A coffin? No, it couldn't possibly be. But if it wasn't, then whose body occupied it? That was as far as Junpei wanted to pursue that line of thought. He decided not to think about the coffin for the time being. At that moment, Seven spoke. There was an edge of humor to his voice, but it was forced. Okay, I give up. I figured if we sit around here long enough, someone would volunteer, but I guess nobody's got the guts to do it. What are you talking about? Junpei didn't understand, and he wasn't the only one. What? You guys didn't figure it out yet? Fine. Let me enlighten you. Clover was mostly right with a little explanation earlier, but she missed something. She wasn't really wrong, she just... screw it, let me just write it out. Seven snatched up the notebook and began to write in it. Everyone else just clustered around, desperate for a look. If you're trying to leave with a group of 3 and a group of 4 and get everybody out, Clover's right. There's another way. Only one combination. If you split us up into groups of 3, 3, and 1, you can make this combination. Wait, this means... Don't get me wrong here. I'm not trying to copy Ace or anything like that. Even if he hadn't been the hero back in the big hospital room, I'd still be saying the same thing. The same thing? Are you saying... Yeah, I am. I'll stay behind. Why are you acting so heroic all of a sudden? Are you some kind of idiot? Lotus was the first to speak. That in itself was a little strange. She'd reacted much differently when Ace had volunteered. I'm completely against this. I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna have to owe you for getting out of here. The rest of them began to speak all at once. I'm against it too. I didn't want to leave Ace behind, and I don't want to leave you either. I don't like that idea. There's gotta be other options.
I disagree as well. I can't say I care much for you being the hero. Finally, they quieted down. Junpei looked at Seven. Well, there you go, Seven. Proposal denied. Clover's right. There's got to be a better way than this. Seven made some noise that was somewhere between a derisive snort and a cough. Huh? Doesn't make any sense. He was doing his best to pretend they were making a foolish decision, but Junpei could see the twinkling of water at the corner of Seven's eyes. That was when Santa spoke. Whoa. Hold on a minute. I haven't said anything yet. Until then, Junpei hadn't realized that Santa had stayed quiet for the whole discussion of Seven's fate. Something in his voice made Junpei uncomfortable. Are you agreeing you want to leave him here? Santa shook his head. Nah, I'm against it. I don't want to leave Seven here alone. Then I don't see how it matters. I said alone. Huh? I said I don't want to leave Seven alone. There was a dull shine in Santa's eyes. They were cold and hard. Junpei felt himself shiver. What the hell are you? What, you don't get it? I can't leave just one person. I need 2 more. 3 people, including Seven. I'll be leaving behind 3 people. That's my proposal. No. Those are my orders. What do you mean, orders? What the hell makes you think you can order us around? Who the hell's gonna listen to you? You all will. In 3 seconds, you won't have a choice. What? 3, 2, 1. Santa was fast. Junpei could barely see him. When he moved, it was almost like watching a dance. His feet moving like lightning. He spun and... Ah! He had June. See? I told you. His lips curled into a cruel, mocking smile. Huh? What the... A shudder traveled the length of Junpei's spine. His chest froze and he could feel his breath go stale in his lungs. Nothing made sense. Junpei felt as though his head were about to explode. Santa's sudden change in attitude, saying that he needed 2 more. The gun in his right hand was a revolver. Santa had grabbed June from behind, pressed what Junpei's shaken brain identified as a revolver roughly against her temple. Why? What the hell is that? Where on earth had Santa possibly found a gun? Junpei's questions roared in his mind, but his mouth refused to ask them. Seven spoke as though he had sensed Junpei's confusion. The gun's from the other room. What room? One of the rooms behind door 6. I should have known he was gonna do this. I should have taken the gun. Huh. Well, it's too late now, fat ass. Damn it. A mixture of fury and frustration twisted Seven's face, and he glared at Santa. Santa, for his part, didn't do so much as flinch. The corner of his lip twitched into a slightly wider smile. Then the smile faded and he began to move. He walked backwards, dragging June with him. Before long, his back was resting against the door. On the wall next to him was the red. He put his hand on the scanner quickly and then forced June to do the same. Now, time for you to start following my orders. Ace, Lotus, congratulations. I've chosen you to come with me. Put your hands on the red. 3 plus 6 plus 1 plus 8 equals 18. That was what Santa had meant when he said he needed 2 more. Hey, you deaf? I gave you an order. Santa's eyes narrowed to slits. He glared at Ace and Lotus.
and they stayed frozen, like deer caught in the headlights of an oncoming car. Right, fine. I didn't want to waste any bullets, but you guys just don't get it. No sooner were the words out of Santa's mouth than his hand twitched, and the gun roared. A section of the floor exploded, scattering wooden splinters across the floor. A thin plume of smoke snaked out of the hole of the floor. There could be no doubt that the gun was real and worked. He really shot it. But why? Santa, why are you... Clover's voice spoke of betrayal and disbelief. Santa, I thought you were one of us. I thought we were friends. What? You knew about the leaf words in the 4-leaf clover. Santa's cheek twitched almost imperceptibly. What the hell is that shit? I've got no idea. You're lying. Shut up. Just shut up, you stupid bitch. You want me to put a bullet in your fucking head? Flecks of spit flew from Santa's mouth. His face twisted with rage. Clover recoiled, eyes wide, when she spoke. Her voice is very small. Santa. He snorted, then took his head vigorously and turned to face Ace and Lotus. Alright, assholes. What are you still standing there for? Get over here and scan those bracelets. I don't have all day. Oh, what's the matter? Your hearing starting to go? Going senile, maybe? Ace and Lotus still didn't move. It almost seemed as if they couldn't move. June's face was pale behind Santa's arm. Her eyes were wild, and her chest heaved with every quick breath like an animal cornered by a predator. Junpei's mind worked furiously. What were they going to do? Then he realized something. There was nothing they needed to do. There was nothing to debate. That's it. June's safety was the first priority. That much was obvious. Doing as Santa had commanded meant that she would be safe from at least 2 threats. She wouldn't be shot, and she would leave the ship alive. Along with Santa, Ace, and Lotus, there was only one thing for Junpei to do. It's the only way. He turned to Ace and Lotus. Please, go. Huh? No way. Jumpy, what are you saying? If you stay here, you're gonna be stuck, Jumpy. And so will Clover and Seven. I know. But you don't need to worry about us. We'll figure something out. Right, Seven? Right. You just leave it to us. It's gonna piss me off to do what Santa says, but... Don't worry about me either. There's still something I have to take care of. No, you can't. Ace, Lotus, don't come over. Don't worry about me, please. June was almost crying. Junpei walked around behind Ace and Lotus. He gently placed a hand on each of their shoulders. Please. And pushed them toward the door. They almost stumbled, then righted themselves and took another step and another. They turned around and Junpei nodded. Go. Alright. Fine. Ace and Lotus turned around again and walked slowly towards the door where Santa was waiting for them. After what seemed like an eternity, they stopped in front of the door marked 9. Santa smiled. Alright. Well, let's get those hands on the scanner panel. What's the holdup? What, you think I'm fucking around here? I don't give a shit about this girl. The red doesn't need a person, you know. All I need is the bracelet. You get it? Good. Now put your fucking hands on the scanner. I'm not gonna say it again. He shoved the revolver harder against June's head and she winced. Fine. Ace sighed, defeated, and placed his hand on the scanner panel. Lotus went next. Lotus glared at Santa and slammed her hand onto the scanner panel. The 4th asterisk blinked on. Good job. Now, Lotus, pull that lever. As soon as the door opens, get your ass in there. Try anything stupid and you know what happens, right? Damn it. Junpei could almost hear Lotus's teeth grind. The door slid open. Door number 9 opened at last. It opened with a low, powerful rumble, a drum roll to welcome the chosen few. Good. Go. Lotus natives walked through the door, their eyes furious but defeated. Santa waited until they were all inside, then hauled himself and June across the threshold as well. Later. After exactly 9 seconds, the door swung shut. The gust of air it created caused the candles on the altar to flicker and die. Ugh. The room fell silent. Junpei, Clover, and 7 had been left behind. Because 5 plus 7 is 12. Right? Plus 4 is 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. So yeah, they're not they're not going anywhere. Clover looked down at her hand and traced with her finger the faint blue veins that crisscrossed them. 7 shoved his arms into the front of his overalls and scratched his stomach. No one spoke. Silence made the air feel thick and oppressive. Desperate for anything to occupy his mind, Junpei walked to the larger of the 2 9 doors. He stood in front of it and looked at the red. It read engaged. He moved to the smaller door. The red read vacant. The digital root of the 9 remaining people is 7. 5 plus 4 plus 7 equals 16. 1 plus 6 equals 7. There's no possible way for them to open a door with 9 on it. Junpei touched the surface of the door. June. He thought about June, about Akane Kurashiki. Was she safe? That was all that mattered to him. If she was alive, if she had escaped his horrible boat. That was what Junpei prayed for. 7 came up next to him. He pulled off his hat, scratched his head and sighed. So, what do you want to do, Junpei? What do you mean? What do I want to do? What can we do? 7 opened his mouth to respond when the noise echoed through the room. Someone was pounding on something vigorously. It wasn't mechanical, it was certainly human. Junpei and 7 looked at one another. What the hell is that? Shh, quiet. Clover mentioned to 7 to be quiet. She put one finger to her lips and closed her eyes in concentration. The 3 of them listened, trying to determine where the sound was coming from. Where? Where is it coming from? Could it be? Hi, I think it's coming from this coffin. You're right. Let's open it. But how? What are those muscles for? For show? You're telling me to force it open? Just shut up and try. Junpei and 7 grabbed hold of the coffin. They tried to get a good grip with what little purchase they could find and pulled with all their strength. Damn it. Man, it won't even budge. There was some sort of keypad attached to the coffin. Purpose would not have been difficult to determine. Their eyes were almost immediately drawn to it. Not another one. Yeah, looks like it. Do you think we have to put in the right password or it won't open? I think so. The noise wasn't stopping. In fact, it was getting louder. Whoever or whatever was inside of this thing wants out, and now. I know that, but how? Without a passcode, I don't think there's much we can do. They couldn't even tell how many numbers the passcode needed to be. Isn't there a hint or somewhere? Well, let's look for one. Unfortunately, there didn't seem to be anything near the coffin. Clover ran to examine the pews, and Seven investigated the desk, but they turned up nothing. There's nothing here. Not making this easy, are they? The sound still wouldn't stop. It wasn't a noise that belonged in that room. What's the passcode? What am I supposed to do? How can we figure it out? I need something. To be continued. Damn. Unfortunately, that's the wrong answer. Actually, I'm Santa. Wings, staff, laboratory. Are you just gonna give up like that? Now it is time. Let our game begin. Would you like to save the info you obtained during this playthrough? After saving the game, we'll restart from the beginning. Alright, so that's technically another ending, I think. So, okay, so it's not that we... Yeah, so it's technically another ending, but we don't have we don't have access to it. Because we don't have the key. Also, I don't know what triggers. I don't remember what triggers this. I think that's actually something like way back that triggers the difference there, because like, ow. Because, yeah, because this says that it's unlocked, which means I unlocked this, but this is locked right now. And so we got a key that unlocked this, but I don't know what's going on here. I don't think I've ever gotten this one, actually. So I don't remember what exactly I'd have to do to like go and change that and go back and get that one, but there's like 2 more events going on there, and this one is outside the room. The 3 left behind. I don't know what's going on here, but yeah. All right. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and save. So yeah, technically we do have a coffin ending, but we have to learn what the password is to go back and do that. Like to go return with the password. But we don't have that password yet, so no point in going back there just yet. Would you like to quit? Yes. Because I said we were going to go and get whatever the next ending was, so that was technically the next ending, so that is where I'm going to end stream tonight. I will be back tomorrow evening. I have some Final Fantasy XIV stuff to do in the morning with my friend Aubrey. We're going to be doing the Valentine's Day event, but I'm probably not going to stream that. We're just going to do it offline together, of course. Other than that, I have a class to take care of, and I have therapy tomorrow. But when I get back from all of that, I will go for the next ending, whatever that ending may be. And we were gonna do it. Hopefully it won't be as awkward as this one was tonight, because tonight I like was half asleep a part of it and like kind of falling asleep on some of it because I'm a dumbass. But all right. Thanks everybody for stopping by. I will see you all later.